Hello guys, this is Kaishiro. Welcome back. So we are going to do something new today. For our video today, I'm going to cover top 5 best decks of TCG after the May 2023 Banlist. So these are the best decks that you can play and compete at the highest level on the following weeks and months after the May Banlist. So these are the decks that you should rely and look up to bring out the best for you on the recent and following formats right now. So disclaimer before we start this video, I'm not a TCG player. I only play TCG on Ido Pro and some TCG games with my friends here over in the Philippines. So I play casually on TCG format, but mainly I play OCG. And this is something new for me, but I will try my best to deliver good content and valuable knowledge with my own understanding of the TCG format. So yeah, let's get started. Coming at number 5, we have Exorcist. So I definitely think that the spirit support from Cyberstorm Access, the Sakitama, will definitely help the Exorcist to elevate their status into the top 5 best decks of the format. The Spirit Engine will help the Exorcister's consistency to bloom in the format. It will help the Exorcister to successfully bring out Exorcister Magnifica most of the time. So I think that Exorcister will definitely have a good spot on the top 5 best decks right now on the format. The Exorcister back row strategy like Returnia and Vadis is very insane also. The banish for capability of Exorcister is really off the charts. It can literally take over games. And also the Vadis is really good on graveyard centric matchups like the branded and other graveyard decks on the format. So yeah, Exorcister is a good deck for me and a reliable deck on the format. But the problem is they can get easily struck with Imperm and Veiler and other targeting negation hand traps because they can get annihilated by these hand traps on their Aratama and Michaelis. So yeah, I think Exeter is prone to hand traps, but nonetheless, this is a good deck to play on the format for me. So at number 5, we have Exorcister. Coming at number 4, we have Super Heavy Samurai. So despite losing the Super Heavy Samurai Scarecrow, I definitely think that this deck has a lot of that has a lot of things to offer. Even with that particular hit on them, I still think that this deck will deliver good boards and good end boards to be relied on. They can bring out Barone, Apollousa, and other negation type of monsters that can win their games for them. And their problem is the Dark Ruler No More and Droll and Lockbird. Especially Droll and Lockbird that is very popular on the format right now. It can definitely hurt Super Heavy Samurai, and they are much prone now to hand traps like Ghost Ogre and other hand traps like DD Crow because they don't have the Scarecrow anymore. They are more vulnerable to hand traps right now. So that's their exploited weakness right now. They're much prone to hand traps that can end their turn right now, like Ogre and DD Crow. But I still think that Super Heavy Samurai is a good combo deck and has a lot of space for hand traps as well. They can literally play 15 to 18 hand traps to stop their opponents from playing the game. So yeah, I still think that Super Heavy Samurai is a top 4 best deck right now on the format. So moving forward, coming at number 3, we have Labyrinth. So Labyrinth is pretty much untouched on the ban list. They don't have hits on the ban list. Probably the Appointer to some extent, but Labyrinth is still good and safe from the ban list. So I definitely think that Labyrinth is a third best deck right now on the format because they are not touched on the ban list, and their ability to turbo out a Dimensional Barrier is really insane and a very good win condition to them. I can literally stop the Super Heavy Samurai from Pendulum Summoning and the Exorcister and the other decks that are prevalent right now like Branded and Kashtira. So they can easily lose to single dimensional barrier from the Labyrinth shenanigans, and the ability to play uh, goes and match and skill drain and other floodgates that may help the Labyrinth to slow the tempo of the game is a very essential part of Labyrinth and their win condition right now as well is to stun opponents and to skip the turns of opponent and outtrade them with their power trap cards and floodgates. But the problem of Labyrinth is still the same. They are prone to back row removals like the Cosmic Cyclone and other shutdown cards like Red Reboot and board wipes like Evenly Match and Harpy's Feather Duster that is very common on everyone's side deck. So yeah, these are the cards that can blow out Labyrinth out of the water. But with those factors, I still think that Labyrinth is a very good deck if you are looking for a deck that is a reliable one and powerful one to compete on the format. So yeah, at number 3 we have Labyrinth. And at number 2 we have Branded. So despite the expulsion hit, I still think that Branded is the second best deck of the format because it has enough gas or raw power to overwhelm a lot of decks on the format. And trust me, in OCG we don't even use expulsion on Branded strategy because we definitely think that the Branded without expulsion is the best way to go. It's only on TCG that expulsion is very uh, usual and common on Branded players main deck, but in OCG it is not prevalent. So yeah, Branded is the second best deck for me because of their raw power and their overall matchup spread on the format is pretty good as well. This deck can play a lot of hand traps as well, and this deck can definitely play a more gas package of trying to play Frightful Fusion and other cards that elevates the ceiling of the deck like the Predaplant Engine and many more. So Branded has a good overall ceiling to tackle a lot of decks right now on the format. But the problem is they are easily struck with Ghost Bell on Branded in red. Ghost Bell is very good against that. And Ash Blossom on Branded Fusion is still a problem on Branded deck. And also the Shifter also as well. That is very notorious card to skip the turns of many decks right now. So yeah, it can hurt Branded as well. But overall, I think that Branded is the second best deck of the format. Just behind with the best deck and still the best deck of the format, Kashtira. With the hit of Diablosis and Arise Heart and Unicorn. I pretty much think that Kashtira is still the best deck of the format. In OCG, we have one field spell of Kashtira. We have one Fenrir, one Unicorn. But this deck is still good. And as a matter of fact, Kashtira is a very high performing deck in the Philippines. As you can see on our Duelist Cup features, we have a lot of Kashtira players on the top 16. And in other regions and countries in Asia as well, Kashtira is still doing good. So with the Diablosis hit and those Unicorn and Arise Heart hit, I still think that Kashtira is still the best deck of the format by a very small margin, just behind, just be followed by Branded. So yeah, Kashtira is still the best deck for me. And they can still play Arise Heart Pass. Arise Heart Pass is a very dangerous board for many decks right now in the format. And it is still good legitimate win condition from Kashtira, and they still have the Shangri-La that can lock out zones. That is very good as well against the Pendulum decks. And other trap decks like Labyrinth can still lock many zones to prevent them from playing the game. So yeah, I still think that Kashtira has still that gas and enough power to top this format. But the problem is the prevalence of Nibiru is still the problem for Kashtira. This is very detrimental on Kashtira right now. Nibiru is a thing. And also the Korikara Divine Incarnate that saw resurgence on the popularity of Purely recently. That that is also good on cash tira. So yeah, at number 1 we have cash tira. So recap, at number 5 we have Exorcist. At number 4 we have Super Heavy Samurai. At number 3 we have Labyrinth. And at number 2 we have Branded. And at number 1 we have Cash Tira. I'm going to shout out honorable mentions on this top 5 list. If I'm going to pick top 6 deck on this tier list, it's going to be Sky Striker. I'm going to be a little bit biased on this take, but I play Sky Striker as well. And I definitely think that a good Sky Striker player with the recent buffs from the Banlist will be a problem to a lot of tournaments and major events. If a player is really good on piloting this deck, I think that Sky Striker can definitely top a lot of events because of the raw toolbox type of deck that can answer many decks on the format, because I pretty much think that this is going to be a very balanced format. So the deck with better toolbox and more space for hand traps and utility cards will definitely shine, just like the Sky Striker. And also purely, Delicious Memory is hit by the banlist, but I'm going to put purely on probation if purely players can adapt and make changes for the deck into the betterment of the purely archetype moving forward. So yeah, this is going to be the sum of this video. Thank you for watching. I hope you like this kind of content, and hit the notification bell if you are going to be notified with my contents, and hit the subscribe button if you are not yet subscribed, and hit the like button if you like this kind of content. Thank you for watching. See you on the next one. Peace. Fighting ways to get away.